The night the guns fired, 20-year-old Douglas Hegdahl was blown off the deck of the USS Canberra, disappearing into the dark waters off the coast of Vietnam. By sunrise, he wasn't rescued, he was captured. In a single night, a kid from a South Dakota farm became a prisoner of war in North Vietnam. Now, most prisoners who arrived in Hanoi were shot-down pilots, highly trained officers, men with valuable intelligence. Doug was none of that. He was just a confused, soaking wet sailor who could barely explain what happened. His captors took one look at this bewildered young man and decided, this one is simple. And in that moment, Doug made the most strategic decision of his life. People let them believe it. He started acting aggressively incompetent. He'd fumbled with simple tasks, looked confused by basic questions, and flinch at every loud sound. They laughed at him, mocked him, gave him humiliating nicknames, and, most importantly, they stopped watching him closely. While other prisoners were tortured and isolated, the stupid American was sent on work details. They thought he was harmless. They were completely wrong. Behind that mask of incompetence, Doug sabotaged enemy equipment. He put dirt in gas tanks, loosened bolts on trucks, small, quiet acts of destruction. But that wasn't his real mission. The North Vietnamese were hiding the identities of American POs, leaving families back home in agonizing uncertainty, not knowing if their loved ones were alive or dead. Doug realized that if they thought he was too dumb to matter, he could get close to other prisoners without raising suspicion. So he started memorizing every name he heard, every rank, every capture date, unit, and hometown. He gathered the details of 256 American post-A's, but with no paper and no pen. How could he possibly remember it all? He turned the entire list into a song, sung silently in his head to the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm, over and over. He rehearsed it, hiding his genius behind a fool's grin. By 1969, senior American officers, including a young John McCain, understood the incredible value of what Doug had accomplished. When the North Vietnamese decided to release a few prisoners for propaganda, those officers ordered Doug to take the offer. On August 5, 1969, Doug Hegdahl walked out of captivity. His captors thought they were releasing a useless simpleton. In reality, they were releasing the most valuable intelligence asset of the war. The moment Doug reached friendly hands, he delivered everything, all 256 names, perfectly remembered. This information changed everything. Families finally learned their sons and husbands were alive. The US government could now pressure North Vietnam with specific names and details. When the POs finally came home in 1973, those 256 men returned to families who had never lost hope, all thanks to him. Douglas Hegdahl taught us that the most powerful weapon isn't always strength. Sometimes, it's the courage to appear weak, the wisdom to let people underestimate you while you work to save lives. Thanks for watching.